Go.
Darin, Lankford.
I'm Hunter Bowling.
All right, boys and girls, Darin and Hunter sitting here being interviewed after the American Crappie Trail Tournament. Fished barely out of the money. What, by a few tenths of a pound, maybe?
Probably.
What'd you end up with total?
We'd had 20 and a half, pretty close, a little over 20 and a half.
20 and a half on 14 fish in 2 days. Lake level is still 10, 11 feet high.
Coming up.
Take me through practice, what you were seeing, and how it was during practice, and then I want you guys to kind of tell me how things were during the tournament.
It's changing every day for us. We pre-fished on Thursday. Got a really big bag of fish. That would have really helped us, but went back to the same fish and they were gone. What we found was find some trees kind of close to willows. So we kind of figured out. Current had a big part in that for sure, but we struggled the last couple of days.
Yeah, we found yesterday, it looked like to me they run water for a little while in the morning because there's a little bit of current, so our fish come from spots out of the current. Crappie are a little different than bass. No fish likes to be in the current, but they were really piled in this ditch yesterday. Well, today they shut the water off, it looked like, according to my gauge, before we got started fishing. So them fish, when they do that, scatter real bad. And I think they're scattering up in the willows, and you can't hardly see them. You can't hardly get in the willows and fish for them right now. It's so high.
Now you guys are, when it comes to these tournaments, you're looking for big fish rather than just a bazillion fish, which I'm sure you saw a bazillion fish, but there's usually a little bit different pattern on the big fish. As far as you talked about trees near the willows, I mean, the lake's 10 feet high, so Darin, you and I were talking about this a couple days ago. Your summertime flats can be pretty good right now, but you got to be fishing deeper. I mean, what kind of depth of water were you fishing, and where were you seeing these fish at in the water column?
Usually this time of year we'll fish 8 to 10 foot of water, and today it seemed like, this weekend, the fish were in that 16 all the way to 18. Our biggest fish come out of 19 feet of water today, which is really unusual for Truman. Which was hard to find 19 foot.
Which was
of water,
opposite than yesterday.
Which was opposite of practice.
Yeah.
So you just have to be changing constantly. It's a lot of running, a lot of looking. Guys that did good today, they run to several different spots and kept looking. We pretty well stayed in the same place. We did do a little bit of running today, but we just didn't find anything. We struggled, so we came back. And when we came back, it clouded up. And I think when it clouds up, it pulls them fish back out of them willows and off that cover that you can't see them, and it put them right back on the trees. This afternoon, there was a ton of fish on the trees again. And we just couldn't get in the bite. They would roll up and look at it, just wasn't interested in biting. But you get all that pressure and stuff, a lot of times you'll start seeing them bigger fish will pull off the trees, and they'll end up out in the open water a little more, and you kind of start looking for them out in the open water off the trees, 20, 30 feet.
Was there, you mentioned, minnows didn't really do it. You tried some, but they weren't hitting them, and you said everything was on jigs?
Well, it was opposite in the tournament.
Oh.
Practice was all jigs. And then yesterday and today was pretty well all minnows.
Got it.
I did catch some yesterday on a jig. I fished behind him, but for the most part, they bit the minnows pretty well.
But the big ones were a bit finicky, you'd drop it in front of them and they'd come up and look at it and swim away is what it sounded like.
Practice, we didn't have that problem. That seems like it's always the way that way.
That's all the way up, yeah. You could feel them trying to pull that minnow off the hook. And, you get a little gun shy and, you feel that and you set the hook because you see the big old fish doing it. So some of the things you can do is thread that minnow deeper on the hook so they can't pull it off so easy, and they got to actually get some hook to pull it off. We did that on a couple, but pretty well this afternoon they wouldn't hardly touch it. They'd look at it, but that's about it.
And you attribute that mostly to the boat pressure?
For sure.
Boat pressure and water changing.
Now you guys were out of Bucksaw. The tournament weigh-in was out of Bucksaw. You could put in at Bucksaw or Tally Bend. It sounded like a few teams put up over there in the Osage. You guys stayed primarily here in the Upper Grand, is what it sounded like. Yeah.
We live over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, a lot of tournaments are won over here. How is water conditions up there? I mean, Darin, you were saying it was fairly clear a couple days ago.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah.
It's good water to fish up there.
How's water temperature changed in the last few days?
70 today?
71 or 2 today. It came up a couple degrees.
Okay.
Not much.
Yeah. Well, any other keys to success to getting them in the boat?
We didn't do good enough this weekend, but we covered a lot of water.
Yeah.
Turned the troll motor up and covered water, but
Yeah.
I don't know if that cost us or bit us.
So for the folks that are just out fun fishing, if they go fish flats with timber on them, there's plenty of fish sitting on trees.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We've seen so many crappie the last 2 days,
Yeah.
but just not the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate to think. Yesterday we probably caught 100, and today we caught 40 or 50, but we quit dropping. We didn't think it was a big one. We didn't even drop
Yeah.
on it, and it's just we could have caught 100 today easy.
Yeah. And it,
Because the 10, 11 inchers, they'll come running for it.
yeah.
You know, get
So for the folks that are fun fishing, dipping trees, would you say in general the fish are on the bottom half of the water column?
yeah, I'd say so.
I'd say drop it to the bottom, reel it up a couple cranks, and you're there.
Yeah. Cool.
You're there.
Well, that's all I got. Appreciate you guys shedding a little light on how it went the last few days, and everyone's gonna be looking forward to catching you on the next one.
Yeah, we got ones the next couple weekends, so
Nice.
we'll get to do a little better.
Yep.
All right.
We'll get it.
We'll catch you guys here in the next couple weekends then.
All right. sounds
Hopefully,
good.
hopefully we might see a first place finish.
Yeah, we're
Need
ready
one.
for a big one,
We
big
need
trophies.
What was this? What was the story you were saying earlier, Darin? Hunter's on a short leash because
Oh yeah, his brother put him on a short leash. You
Yeah.
know, we went out and won, so I got him on a short leash.
so
No, if it wasn't for Hunter, I wouldn't have caught half of what I had. I don't fight that rough water as good as he does.
Cool. Well, thanks a bunch, guys.